Hello and welcome to Sagi-Centric, where we do all Sagittarius readings all the time. That's readings for Sagittarius only. However, we do welcome cross-watchers, so if you're a cross-watcher, that's fine too. But anyway, today we are going to look at how the person on your mind is currently thinking of you. Like, what do they think of you at this time, Sagittarius? So let's see. Let's get started. So the person on Sagittarius' mind, what are they thinking of Sagittarius now? What do they think of Sagittarius? Okay, we've got the staircase. And we have the heart. Okay, so this person, first of all, they think you are very classy, Sagittarius. They think you are intelligent and cultured. You are accomplished. You're the kind of person that they could take to some kind of high class event. You know, like they could take you to the opera. They could take you to a fancy dinner that is being held for some head of state or something like that. They really see you as someone who is a cut above the rest. Okay, they feel like having you would be like marrying up, so to speak. And that doesn't mean that they would actually, I don't know whether they want to marry or anything, but they do see you as somebody who is next level. You know, you are someone to aspire to. You are someone that they would need to put their best foot forward for, somebody that they would need and want to impress, because you are impressive. They also see, though, that you've got this warm and generous heart. They believe that you're a very caring individual, very supportive, and the word I was going to say is motherly. So even if you're not actually, you know, someone's mother, I mean, because you could be male or female and have motherly energy. This is like just being very nurturing. And this person feels that you are that way, or they think that's how they think of you, Sagittarius. So let me see what else we can find out here about what this person thinks of you, Sagittarius. So what does this person think of Sagittarius? We have climate change. This is a quote from Jay Leno. The global warming outlook is much worse than originally predicted, which is pretty bad when they originally predicted it would destroy the planet. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so Jay Leno is kind of dating things. So he used to be a late night talk show host and retired, I think, many years ago now. I think he's very into his large collection of cars now or something. But anyway, this person coming through in the reading does suggest to me, number one, again, like there's something maybe like that's a throwback or old school about you. It may be that you come across as being mature. It's either mature beyond your years or mature because of your years. So some of you here, your person may be younger than you, and they may be acknowledging here that you do have wisdom that they don't have, especially because you've been on the planet longer than they have. Okay, interesting. All right, let's see what else we can find out about what they think of you, Sagittarius. What does this person think of Sagittarius? Okay, we have fuzzy, downy, unclear, and furry. Interesting. In reverse, we have important, significant, substantial, and momentous. Now that is interesting, Sagittarius, because after how I've gone on and on about how highly they think of you, it's funny to see important here is like in reverse. And instead, what's upright is fuzzy, unclear. It could be that they think you're someone who maybe doesn't acknowledge within, well, I shouldn't say within yourself, but you don't outwardly show that you are this, high class, cut above the rest type of person. It's rather fuzzy, perhaps, that you are this higher level person. And I should mention with Jay Leno also, Jay Leno, as I said, was a late night talk show host, but also a comedian. Okay, I think that's how he got his start. And so this person may think that you are also a comedian, very funny. And we already talked about all these other qualities that they see that you have that make you, I was going to say a prized possession, which is not great, but that's what came through. I don't know. Hey, are any of you dealing with a Taurus? Hello, Taurus, if you're here, Taurus, cross-watching. But anyway, you don't have to be dealing with a Taurus, but it's kind of more of a maybe somewhat possessive type of energy is here what I'm suddenly picking up on. So anyway, they do think, though, that you either downplay this importance that you actually have, or that you honestly don't realize how amazing that you are, and so you just don't project that. You're not arrogant or anything like that. Okay, let's see what else we can find out here about what they think of you, Sagittarius. So what does this person think of Sagittarius? We have candy. And we have the brain. Okay, so we already talked about how they think that you're a cut above the rest. We've talked about, how you've got these beautiful personal qualities of warmth and supportiveness, but also with the brain here, this person sees you as being very intelligent. And I don't remember if I said highly intelligent back here. But anyway, yeah, this person sees you as being very intelligent. They think of you as an intellectual, very likely, even though you have all of this, all these warm and fuzzy. I didn't even realize that. Warm and fuzzy. This person thinks you are warm and fuzzy, which may also indicate that they feel a sense of comfort around you. They may be very comfortable with you, like a baby with their mother. Interesting. With the climate change, I wonder if in this situation that things took a turn between the two of you. Maybe even though there was the warmth and all of this, the climate change came in and cooled things off or cooled things down. Now, I know the card says global warming, and that's what they used to call climate change, but you could also have, extreme temperatures in the other direction to denote climate change. And in this context, it may be that things were warm between you and then they weren't. They cooled off. And I'm also being drawn here to the candy, which is in a jar, and the jar has a lid on it. But you can see through. It's probably supposed to be made out of glass, maybe, this jar, and you can see through it. You can see the candy inside of it. So this is the sense of something good being kept away from your person. They feel like you are the candy and they are outside, and they're simply on the outside trying to look in at all of your deliciousness here, except things cooled off between the two of you. That's interesting. Very interesting. I actually had a song coming through, and I'm going to link it in the description box below if you're interested in checking it out. I believe it's called Welcome by Maxwell. But this song is really kind of a song of longing, but also a song of feeling rejected and having this longing despite the fact that the singer has been rejected. So it could be that your person feels that way, that you're too good for them, you're too wonderful, awesome, you're smart, and you're loving, and you're interesting, and you're like candy, but you are no longer for them, they feel maybe. I don't know. But let's get back to the reading here. Well, I guess that was part of the reading. I feel kind of like that was a tangent, but I guess it wasn't really. Okay, but anyway, so now let's just look at, I'm going to play a little word game. Sagittarius, you are the brain here, coming through a cut above the rest, so you might appreciate this if you were drawn to this reading, because now we're going to do a little intellectual exercise, and this is interactive if you want it to be. You can look at the cards I put down, and by the way, they're all letters. And they're Scrabble cards. Isn't that neat? And you can spell out any words that you see in the letters that I put down. But I will tell you what I see. And I'm also going to count abbreviations and things that just, occur to me intuitively that might be relevant here. So the question that we are still answering is, what does this person on your mind, Sagittarius, think of you? So what does this person think of Sagittarius? We're going to lay down 5 letters for that. We've got O, G, E, D, T. Okay, so let's work with these here. Okay, well, I have to tell you the first thing I saw was OG for original gangster. And I was mentioning that you may be mature beyond your years, or actually more like somewhat older than the person who's on your mind, and they see your maturity, but they also see that you have kind of an old school way of doing things, and that may be why you come across to them as being classy. You may, as I said, I think earlier, be in their mind a throwback to a time gone by in some kind of way. I also saw GED, which is kind of strange because in America, if you're not American, you may not know this, but the GED, I think it stands for General Education Diploma. Correct me in the comments if I am wrong, but it's basically a high school diploma equivalent. It's for people who, for whatever reason, dropped out of high school and did not finish high school. So they did not graduate as per normal after the 12th grade and get what's called a diploma. That's your certificate saying that you have gone through these 12 years of school, or I guess 13 in America. But anyway, the GED is for people who are catching up. So that's interesting. I wonder if it's that, and not that they think that you had to go back to school to get your basic diploma or certificate. It may be that they feel inferior to you. You are coming through as the brain, and they are coming through as GED. Like, well, I couldn't even finish high school, okay? So I take that metaphorically, because chances are good that your person actually did finish high school on schedule like usual, but I don't know. But if they didn't, and they see you as being very smart, this is something that is coming through here. They're seeing kind of there's a gap between the two of you. Maybe not just an age gap or a cultural gap, but an intellectual gap from their perspective, I should say, because maybe that's not you, Sagittarius. You may not be thinking that way about them at all. I also see get. So this person thinks you are a go-getter. Okay. We also have, I saw this, EDT, that is Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, so this is focusing on a time zone. It could be that you and this person are either in different time zones because they live somewhere at a distance from you, um, or that you are from perhaps different regions. Could be in the same country. It could be it could be different countries that you're from. But anyway, this is highlighting that. Let me see if I see any. Um, okay, we have. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we have dot. As in .com, perhaps. Maybe there's some kind of internet-based connection here, or one or, well, maybe not one or both of you, but they see you as someone who is on the internet a lot or doing technological things. Maybe you're a tech person, maybe you like all the gadgets, all the newest, latest things coming out. You're one of those people in line to get the latest iPhone or whatever. So that is coming through. Okay, we have also ode, and that is a poem. So this person thinks that you are, maybe you have a poetic way of speaking, or you're literally a poet and they know it. Okay, and actually, Edo is also a word. I think it has something to do with Japanese something or other, so I don't know if there's, again, this is something multicultural here, like you're from two different cultures, which is another gap, perhaps, so to speak. We also have TED, and that reminds me of TED Talks. And this is a lecture series, it's very well known. You can look up TED Talks on YouTube, no doubt, in which different experts come and talk about interesting topics. So this person finds you interesting to listen to. They think you have a breadth of knowledge, a depth of knowledge, so that you could do a TED Talk. I mean, you are coming through to them as being very intelligent. Okay. We also have God. So they may think of you as being very spiritual and or religious. They may also, again, this goes back to seeing you as being this rarefied individual, someone who's high up, they've put on a pedestal or whatever. And so maybe you got to them God energy or goddess energy, as the case may be. We also have ego. Now, we were talking before, I think, about the idea that you don't come across like you are all of that, even though to them you are all of that. Ego here may be referring to maybe you just have a certain confidence about you. You are very self-possessed. Like I said, in any situation, you will be able to carry it off and just be yourself, and yet come across in a good way and be impressive. So that is very interesting, Sagittarius. I wonder if I have anything else to say. I probably do. EGOT. Wow, okay, again, this is about being multi-talented. This is an abbreviation, and I believe it stands for Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. So these are all awards that are given out in the entertainment industry. The Emmys are for actors and actresses, I think. The Grammy is for singers. The Oscar obviously is for, well, it's actually, Emmys and Oscars are for actors, actresses, and the people behind the scenes that are making, TV shows. In the case of the Emmy, that's a daytime TV award. And the Oscar is, of course, movies, film, and people behind the scenes who are, behind the camera, as well as people in front of the camera, can be nominated for and win Oscars. And then the Tony Award is for people that are, I think this is a Broadway award, so it's people who are on stage performing. Okay, so this person, an EGOT is someone who has gotten all of these awards, which indicates that they are multi-talented. You know, they're like the cream of the crop. They can do it all. So this person sees you as somebody who can do it all. Wow. Okay, I would go on, but I think you've got the idea. So also I will allow, though, if you want to see these as initials, that, you know, the person you're thinking of, maybe this group here is showing one of their initials or one or more of their initials. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, Sagittarius. This was actually kind of lengthy, but I hope you enjoyed our Scrabble portion. Leave me a comment and let me know if you enjoyed this Scrabble portion, because if you didn't, then, you know, I'll probably just kind of leave it out or shorten it in the future. But if you really liked it, because I enjoyed it personally, so I mean, maybe if you're like me, you might like it. Let me know so I'll know to not retire it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, Sagittarius. Until next time, and I hope there will be one. Goodbye.